Good evening. We're going to start the meeting. If everyone would please stand for the flag salute. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Let the agenda reflect that all board members are present. I will entertain a motion to approve the agenda.
So moved.
Second.
Dr. McNeil?
Yes.
Ms. McAdams?
Yes.
Mr. Nguyen?
Yes.
Mr. Reyes?
Yes.
The chair votes yes as well. On to the consent agenda. All of the following items, those items of a routine nature normally approved at board meetings, will be approved by one vote unless any board member desires to have a separate vote on any or all of these items. The consent agenda consists of the discussion, consideration, and action on the following items A through V.
Move for approval.
Second.
Mr. Reyes?
Yes.
Ms. McAdams?
Yes.
Dr. McNeil?
Yes.
Mr. Nguyen?
Yes.
The chair votes yes as well. Okay, on to information reports. USPA, do we have a representative here this evening? We do not. UCTA. Good evening, Ms. Gunter.
President Romerman, Dr. Federline, and members of the board. UCTA has been working with OEA and NEA to encourage our members and the community to do their research and make sure they get out and vote next month. So we're hitting that hard right now. And we also had such a great response to our UCTA member spotlight last year. I don't know if you saw it on social media, but we're doing it again this year. And this allows our teachers to nominate other teachers in our district, just shining a light on the things they're doing in their classroom and around our district. So we're doing that again this year. And we're looking forward to fall break.
Thank you, Ms. Gunter. All right, under hearings and correspondence, do we have anyone signed up regarding the agenda? We do not. We will move on to the business agenda. Under instruction, item number 1, consider and take action on the proposed new board policy number 5026, an observation of a minute of silence. Ms. Calvin.
Yes, good evening, Dr. Federline, Ms. Romerman. I am requesting your approval for a new board policy for the daily minute of silence. This will be policy 5026. This is not a new statute. The minute of silence has actually been in place since 2002. And so it is now an administrative code that we have rules and regulations, and it is required to be a board policy.
So no structural change, just a policy
That is correct.
reinforcement.
Move for approval.
Second.
Mr. Reyes?
Yes.
Ms. McAdams?
Yes.
Dr. McNeil?
Yes.
Mr. Nguyen?
Yes.
The chair votes yes as well. Item number 2, consider and take action on the proposed new board policy number 5027, voluntary prayer.
Yes, again, this is a new board policy, and it is a new administrative rule that we must follow for our accreditation. And this is a directive mandating that all school districts permit students and teachers who wish to do so to engage in voluntary prayer. And this is not a new statute. This has actually been in place since 1980, but it is a new administrative code. I ask for your approval.
Move for approval.
Second.
Dr. McNeil?
Yes.
Mr. Nguyen?
Yes.
Ms. McAdams?
Yes.
Mr. Reyes?
Yes.
The chair votes yes as well.
Thank you.
Under school operations, item number 1, consider and take action to approve additional blanket purchase orders to Frontier Produce in the amount of $495,537.77 from the Fresh Fruit and Vegetable Grant, an additional purchase order to Charles and Leslie Churchfield in the amount of $65,000 from Child Nutrition Funds. Ms. Powell?
President Romerman, Dr. Federline, members of the board. I'm here tonight to ask that you consider and vote to approve these additional blanket purchase orders. The one for Churchfield is for additional canned fruits and vegetables. that was awarded on our bid. And then the other ones are actually something that we're reimbursed from the State Department, which are funds from USDA. These funds are allocated to each of our 13 elementary schools, and these funds allow us to provide a fresh fruit and vegetables snack in addition to breakfast, lunch, and the supper meal that we do every day. So the kids really enjoy it, and like I said, we get reimbursed for these funds.
Any discussion?
Move for approval. Second.
Mr. Nguyen?
Yes.
Dr. McNeil?
Yes.
Ms. McAdams?
Yes.
Mr. Reyes?
Yes.
The chair votes yes as well. Item number 2, consider and take action on the bid for the variable air volume replacement project for the Freshman Academy and award the contract to Shoemaker Mechanical in the amount of $466,391 from bond fund. Dr. Robinson.
Yep. President Romerman, Dr. Federline, this is a HVAC project to replace the VAVs in the Freshman Academy. These are pieces of equipment that control the amount of air into smaller spaces of the Freshman Academy. So the main offices, the offices around the media center, they've got some original old pieces of equipment that basically have rubber balloons that inflate or deflate to allow a certain amount of air to get in depending on how hot or cold you want the space. Those rubber balloons get brittle and break over time. So we are replacing this original equipment. This stuff was installed 87, 88 in the original build of the building. And this will modernize those spaces and will also allow it to receive more modern upgrades on the HVAC and future bond issues as well. And we ask for your approval.
Any discussion?
Move for approval.
Second.
Mr. Nguyen?
Yes.
Dr. McNeil?
Yes.
Ms. McAdams?
Yes.
Mr. Reyes?
Yes.
The chair votes yes as well. Thank you. All right, under finance, item number 1, consider and take action on the payment to the County of Tulsa Office of the County Assessor for the annual visual inspection fee in the total amount of $245,796.05 payable from the 24-25 general fund. Dr. Williams.
Thank you, Mrs. Romerman. Members of the board, Dr. Federline, this is a request for approval for payment of the visual inspection fees for 24-25. Those fees are paid to Tulsa County. Under state law, the counties are required to perform visual inspection of the entire properties, both real and personal, throughout the county every 4 years. They set aside a visual inspection budget of a little over $3.2 million that is approved by the county board, and those costs are then allocated out to the taxing entities, cities, municipalities, counties, and school districts based on the prior year ad valorem taxes that those entities receive. The district is required under law to pay this. We do pay it late December, as late as possible, but as you said, the amount is $245,796.05, an increase of a little over $19,000 from last year.
Move for approval.
Second.
Mr. Reyes?
Yes.
Ms. McAdams?
Yes.
Dr. McNeil?
Yes.
Mr. Nguyen?
Yes.
The chair votes yes as well.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. Item number 2, consider and take action on the resolution calling for the board member election for District 5 on April 1st, 2025, and to authorize publication and posting of the legal notice and news release, and take all other action required by law concerning the board member election and assessment of legally required mill levies.
Thank you. This is the resolution calling for the board member election for District 5. That election is slated to be held on April 1st, 2025. We now have a new system since 2018 where if more than 2 qualified candidates file for the position, a primary election is held on February 11th of 2025. If that primary election is held and one candidate receives more than 50% of the votes cast, that candidate is seated on the Board of Education and there's no general election. Otherwise, there is the general election, which will be held on April 1st. filing period begins on Monday, December 2nd at 8 o'clock in the morning and concludes Wednesday, December 4th at 5 p.m. Be glad to answer any questions.
Comes around fast every year, doesn't it?
It does.
Can't believe it's time already.
Move for approval.
Second.
Ms. McAdams?
Yes.
Mr. Reyes?
Yes.
Mr. Nguyen?
Yes.
Dr. McNeil?
Yes.
The chair votes yes as well.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, do we have anything under new business? No new business. All right, now opportunity for comments from the audience and board members. I do believe we have someone signed up. So let me read the rules for this section. At this time, the board will hear general, non-agenda related comments from the public. This is the time for the board to hear your thoughts and opinions in making your comments. Please adhere to the following guidelines. Each speaker has a total of 3 minutes for his or her comments, regardless of the number of topics the speaker wishes to address. The individual dignity of board members, district employees, students, and members of the public should be respected by all speakers. This is an opportunity for you to be heard and is not a question and answer section with the board or individual board members. This is not an appropriate time or place to address complaints against individual employees or students, or complaints, grievances currently under investigation by the district. There are other processes under board policy which can address these matters. Should these guidelines not be followed, the board president may interrupt and terminate any presentation with or without prior warning. Each speaker will be addressing the board as a whole, and each speaker's remarks will be taken into consideration by the board. Because board members can only take action on previously published agenda items, there will be no action taken tonight on any non-agenda related matters addressed in the public comment. All right, so we have Megan Setter has signed up to speak. You're welcome to the podium, Ms. Setter.
Good evening, board and fellow people in the audience. My name is Megan Setter. I am a union lifer and graduate from 97. I am a parent to 2 children, a senior and a sophomore, and I am a teacher for Ellen Ochoa, so I am involved in many ways. I love union truly. So I need to say that I'm speaking on behalf of the Union Color Guards. Last year, the prom was in the same the same weekend as our World's Championship in Dayton. The seniors missed their prom, but they did bring home a top 20 finalist placement for Union with Mantra, and they beat out over 140 other guards across the world to bring in that championship. They were amazing. This year, the prom is also scheduled for the same date as our Guard State Championship, which the Union Guard has placed and won the last 2 years. They have been first. And this season, we also lost the bid for WGI Regionals, which Union has been hosting as our main fundraiser to Broken Arrow. And so we bid for the state to be our state host for the Guard State Championship, and we did win that bid over. It's usually at Jinx. So, however, it is the same weekend as prom, and it would need to be held in the UMAC in order to provide enough room for all the guards and all their stuff. So at this point, if we do not move the event to another venue like the Freshman Academy, which is kind of on our list right now, we will lose any chances to offer a bid in the future for falling through, and we will lose our only fundraiser for the year, which it's kind of an expensive sport as parents. And on top of that, our incredibly hardworking upperclassmen are going to have to choose between the state championship and their prom, just like they did last year between the prom and the World Championship in Dayton, Ohio. So if I have a couple more minutes, I want to read a personal experience from one of our guard. Last year, our winter guard had the opportunity to go to World's Finals. That means we are currently one of the top 20 groups in our division in the world. This accomplishment allowed our team to grow so much closer, to experience something that none of us had felt before. As great as it was, though, this once-in-a-lifetime chance took away one crucial high school experience from our upperclassmen. Last year, our seniors missed their senior prom, and this year, us seniors risked missing it as well. As 2-year state champions in the running, we are now having to choose between our state championship or our senior prom. These are both pivotal experiences for us on the team, and having to choose between them is hurting our members. We hope you will empathize with us and understand our struggle. Please don't make us choose between our passion, and our high school memories. And I feel this wholeheartedly. I travel on a bus for many, many hours with these teenagers, and they're wonderful. And they're champions and they work their butts off every single day. So I'm very proud of them. So I ask you to consider a move of prom to allow us to host our state championships at the UMAC this year. So that is my request.
Thank you, Ms.
Thank
Sutter.
you for hearing.
Thank you. All right. Any board members? Good. Dr. Federline? All right, I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Dr. McNeil?
Yes.
Mr. Nguyen?
Yes.
Ms. McAdams?
Yes.
Mr. Reyes?
Yes.
The chair votes yes as well. We are adjourned.